There has to be checks and balances in any government. This is what the last parliament under Honorable Karu Jayasuriya changed the standing orders of parliament and ensured that certain checks and balances මේ ස්ථාවර නියෝග කමිටුව හරහා මේ ස්ථාවර නියෝග වෙනස් කළා. We ensured that there are checks and balances. But what happened when 6.9 million people voted, 6.8 million people voted and gave this government two-thirds majority? I had the privilege and honor of being in the standing orders committee chaired by the Honorable Speaker. What was the first motion introduced in Parliament? That was to suspend certain sections of the standing orders in Parliament. They got rid of the sectoral oversight committee system. Sectoral oversight committee ක්‍රමවේදය සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම අත්හිටුවා. Standing orders නතර කළා. අත්හිටුවලා. I went for that first meeting, Honorable Deputy Speaker. Seated next to me is Honorable Sujit Sanjay Pera, also a member of the standing orders committee. We represented the opposition and went for that meeting. In that meeting, the government representatives, the government members of Parliament said we are definitely not going to allow sectoral oversight committee system to take place. We want to revert back to the old system. එහෙම තමයි කිව්වේ. මම අරු කතානායකතුමාගෙන් අවසර ලබාගෙන I submitted a report to the standing orders committee showing the committee the good aspects of having a sectoral oversight committee system versus the ministerial consultative committee system. We recommended to have both systems going, where the minister chairs, minister can solve certain problems, but to make Parliament more democratic and make the system more open to have a sectoral oversight system in this Parliament. Last Parliament, I was acting as a chairman of a certain sectoral oversight committee. We even went on study tours overseas and we studied the sectoral oversight committee systems in other countries, in the States, in Canada, in England, in Europe, and we studied how the sectoral oversight committee system works, pluses and the minuses, how we can change it and improve it. However, Honorable Chairman, immediately when this government came in, they suspended the sectoral oversight committee system. Now things have changed. Honorable Ranil Wickremesinghe has become the president of the country, the head of this government. There is a saying, Honorable Chair, there are no permanent friends or enemies in politics. So when Ranil Wickremesinghe became the president of this country, once again, sectoral oversight committee system is being brought back. It is the same group. Remember, the majority of this house, two-thirds majority of this house is still controlled by that same political party. So the same group that got rid of the sectoral oversight committee system, suspended standing orders of Parliament, who also got rid of the committee system completely, have today agreed to bring back, change the standing orders of Parliament and bring back the sectoral oversight committee. This is leadership. It's the same number of MPs, same majorities, same two-thirds majority. But today, because Honorable Ranil Wickremesinghe, as President of the country, wants to bring back the sectoral oversight committee, have checks and balances in Parliament, today we are having this debate to pass the new standing orders in Parliament. It's a good thing. For the last 1.5 to 2 years, as a member of the standing orders committee, I have fought for to have this sectoral oversight committee system in Parliament. However, any people can change. Sometimes things change. Power comes and goes. Remember, there is a two-thirds majority government or a party that has got two-thirds majority in Parliament that can govern and rule. Tomorrow, there can be an election. The people of this country can decide who will govern them thereafter. But if we come into power, if the Samagi Janabalawege, the SJB, comes into power, it can be an alliance. But when it comes into power, we will ensure that this system is actually enshrined even in the Constitution. Honorable Chairman, for the last 1.5 years, Honorable Lakshman Kirigayala, on behalf of the SJB and on behalf of the opposition, has always asked the Speaker of Parliament and whoever is chairing Parliament to please bring back. There was an appeal to bring back the sectoral oversight committee. Honorable Chairman, there was an agreement between the opposition and the government and with the Speaker to have the public finance chairmanship given to the opposition. That has happened. With this changing of this standing orders, it is enshrined that the opposition will have chairmanship of the public finance committee. However, what happened to the agreement that we have on COPE and COPA? There was an agreement reached that all three financial committees of Parliament will be given to the opposition. Sadly, COPE and COPA chairmanships are not given. It is not reflected in these changes in the standing orders today. I wish to read from the draft that was given to the standing orders committee, and it states, nominated by the committee of selection, provided that the chair shall be a member of the opposition. This is the committee on public accounts. I wish to table this with your consent. Also, same wording is there on the committee on public enterprises. The committee of selection provided that the chair shall be a member of the opposition. Now this is in clear violation of that agreement. I don't know what happened, but in the standing orders committee there was an agreement, but it went to the business committee, and now the business committee, I believe, has changed this. Honorable Chairman, the youth representation is a good thing. There is a proviso in the standing orders that certain number of youth can be invited to the sectoral oversight committees. My recommendation to Parliament is that young youth parliamentarians or young provincial councillors between the age of 18 and 35 can be invited to be part and parcel of this system. I wish to also table with your consent my report to the sectoral standing orders committee on the sectoral oversight committee system. If the government, without getting rid of was suspending standing orders and getting rid of the sectoral oversight committee, kept it, I think Gotabaya Rajapaksa would have still been in power. Mahinda Rajapaksa would have been in power. Basil Rajapaksa and the rest of the Rajapaksa family would have been in power. There wouldn't have been Aragalaya. There would have been checks and balances. There would have been a system where parliamentarians can air their views openly. There would have been a debate in parliament. There would have been, as an example, the fertilizer crisis in this country. Yalamaha kanna dekama apita karaganna bæri වුණා. මේ රටේ විශාල ආහාර අර්බුදයක් ඇති වෙලා තියෙනවා. හැබැයි මේ ක්‍රමවේදය තිබ්බනම් අපිට තිබ්බා මේ ගැන සාකච්ඡාවක් ඇති කරන්න. පුළුල් සංවාදයක් පාර්ලිමේන්තුව තුළ ඇති කරගන්න අපිට තිබ්බා. හැබැයි ඒක උන්නේ නැහැ. මොකක්ද උනේ? ජනාධිපතිතුමා උපදෙස් දුන්නා GMO එකයි ව්‍යාත්මක කට්ටියයි දොස්තර පාදනීය මැතිතුමා ඇතුළුව get rid of the fertilizer system in this country. Look at the last parliament, the PTA and the CTA, the Prevention of Terrorism Act versus the Counter-Terrorism Bill. Again, there was an agreement and it was debated in the sectoral oversight committee system and reports were issued. I must state that this new standing orders are coming as a result of the Aragalaya. If not for the Aragalaya, the standing orders would have not been changed. Again, one more point I wish to make is the media, for example. Media, I wish to table Honorable Ranil Wickremesinghe's letter also, which clearly state that you must open up parliament, you must have a system of accountability, and the people who are answerable to the people has to be held accountable.
Thank you.
Honorable
Thank
Speaker,
you. Thank you.
Honorable Chairman, especially with the 20 sectoral oversight committees that are coming into play. Who will be elected as chairman? Who will be the members who will be representing? Therefore, we need to have a broader consensus in this parliament so that we can have successful sectoral oversight committee system.